Hello and welcome back to another 6-scale figure review with me, your host of that Mania. And today we have what I believe is the last Inart figure that I possibly have on pre-order right now until they eventually sucker me into another one. We have Paul Atreides from Dune, part 1 specifically, because he doesn't have the cool blue eyes. So this is one that I've definitely been excited for. I know it hasn't been too long of a wait, which is pretty stellar. I mean, Inart's kind of gotten their stuff together. Their wait times are a lot shorter than the original Joker was, so that's super cool. And speaking of super cool, here's the box. You can see you got the the sand dunes. You got that Dune font right there. It's a pretty straightforward box. It says, dreams are messages from the deep. And pretty much the theme all the way around. I love the way this part looks, which is probably the front, and I just had it backwards this whole time. That's your fault, though. You didn't tell me. The little Paul down there. And we got the sandworm up here that also kind of looks like the sun. It's really nice. It's a nice piece of art. I wonder if so it unfolds. So it does kind of become one long dune, per se, which is pretty cool. But let's get the figure out and see if he's just as cool as the artwork. So this is an absolutely crazy looking 6-scale figure. The weathering on it is really good. All the fine little small details on it is really good. If I had one gripe, it's that the rooted hair feels a little too thickly bunched up. He does have a lot of hair, mind you, but it feels kind of thickly bunched up where I can't quite get the hair to sit exactly, so it feels like it's sitting a little too high. But if I put a little bit more effort into it, I might just get what I want out of it. So it might just be a my fault, and it usually is just a my fault. But man, does this look good. The still suit looks awesome with this like wavering cloak around it. It's just a really altogether good look. And there is 2 sculpts. There's this and the one with the mask on. So you do get some variety overall. And why don't we stop here at the spinning turntable and look a little bit more into all of that variety stuff that he comes with. So he comes with a pretty decent amount of accessories. He's got his bone blade here, made of the bones of a sandworm. The sheath is super cool. It does just slide right off. And you can see that lovely sculpted bone blade. There's etching on the hilt there. Altogether, pretty cool looking piece. We also get his worm batons. So these are the worm grabbing batons. Very nice piece. You can deploy them per se, so he can, there's no like ropey dope, so you can't have him like fully, but you can kind of deploy it so it'll grab some worm action. That's pretty neat as well. You get a thumper. These are to make rhythmic thumpings in the sand to attract the sandworms away from you. You know how it is. Nice and weathered. Looks really nice overall. We've got this little micro compass. Don't look at my fingers, look at the compass. Come on, please. Little compass. I don't know why my camera is struggling today. We've got what I believe is the water removal gun. We got some playability on this one. It does open up. Always fun. And he's got the mask. He can wear around his neck if you want to pretend like he just took it off and he's not wearing it at the moment. Or if you want him to be wearing it, there is also the second sculpt, which looks really nice with the hood on. This will be a really nice piece to have on if you're not in the mood for that rooted hair look. I believe the eyes are posable. Just don't know how to. Oh, there you go. You just separate his head like that. That's pretty straightforward. Both sets of eyes are posable, but I'm scared to touch his rooted hair because I don't want to ruin it more than I already have. So here's Paul. And this sculpt is really good. Timothy Chalamet sculpt right here, looking fantastic. They got the really defined, chiseled features of his face, really well done. It looks exactly like he should. He's got a somber look on his face. This is the I watched my whole family die in front of me kind of face. The hair, despite kind of going everywhere at times, still looks really good. Like I said, it does feel a little thick, but for the most part, you can kind of style it enough to how you want it to be. Mine may have taken a beating with me trying to put the head sculpt in the neck, which was a lot harder to do than I thought it would be. And it may be my fault. I may have moved some things in the direction that they weren't supposed to be moved, maybe, but we can't point fingers or point blame. But yes, the sculpt is super nice. And the rooting of the hair, despite my comeuppances, is really well done. The hood does there's multiple hoods. He's got the small hood, which is kind of the problem with getting the head sculpt on. The small hood's really tight, so it's hard to get on there. Then he's got the larger hood that goes on the fabric suit that he's wearing on top of his still suit. So this neck piece kind of sits on that fabric suit. So you can kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? You can kind of mess with it the way you want. So the still suit here is really nicely designed. It does have the nose piece. However, while trying to plug mine in, it may have fallen out. I know where it is, but I can't quite seem to get it to go back in. So we're going to pretend like he's just not using the nose piece currently, and that it's not my fault, even though it definitely is for my brute force. The still suit here has a very, very lovely ribbing design to it. The weathering is really nicely done. It definitely looks like something that has been sitting in the sand for even just a little bit. Sand, destroys things really quickly because it's sand blowing in the wind. You know how it is. So just even a short period of time in the sand with a suit on like this, you'll definitely see the effects of it, the coloration, the wear and tear of the suit. And you can definitely see that here, that even though he's only been wearing the still suit for a little bit, it still looks like it's, being battered and bruised. The shoulders look good. The chest here looks good. For the most part, it all pretty much looks really well put together. And that's for the best. So you can take this bit off so you can kind of see the suit a little better. It does make Paul look a little weird at the neck because there's nothing covering his neck now. You see the thing was covering his neck to make it look a little shorter, and that other hood is really fights you. But now you can see the still suit just that little bit better. You can see on the arms here, we've got padding on the back. We've got a mix of fabrics and other kind of things going on here. The wrists have this nice little circular, ovular design right here. There's just a lot of detail and a lot of thinking that went into this suit. It's got this rubbery bit right here that kind of reminds me of a first order stormtrooper. You can see the straps all around the place, just kind of holding the thing together in certain areas and aspects. Just an all around. It's not like a life-changing suit per se, but it definitely stands out. You could definitely pick him out of a crowd. The legs here have got a lot more padding, which they should in a sandy environment. I think your legs, since you'll probably be sinking into the sand a bit more, should have a bit more padding. And it does kind of split here at the foot, so you do get that articulation, but at the same time, sometimes the pants ride up a little bit and you can see his ankle, which looks just a little jarring, but not too bad. But all in all, with just the Paul and the still suit on, it does look really good. But I definitely want to see what the other sculpt looks like, so let's do that right now. Now the second mask here looks really good, especially with the hood on. I don't know if I'll use this look or the other one. I definitely might use the other one because I spent the money on the rooted hair sculpt, really, so I would love to use it. But who knows? Maybe I'll use this look at some point. Maybe I'll try to pick up that Og Toys Paul that's not in the still suit and put that sculpt on him and then use this one. Plenty of options overall. Let's take this off real quick so you can kind of see. It is pretty straightforward. You can see the head details overall. Like there's his ear. There's where the mask covers his face. Pretty straightforward. But it does look nice. And it gives you that second option for a look. And again, you put the hood on him, which it's not a bad hood. The wire is kind of loose. But for the most part, it's doing a better job than the Hot Toys one usually does. So all in all, I got to give him credit where credit is due. Good job, Inart. I don't hate this hood wire, especially because there's no like point back here. Usually Hot Toys has like a big angry point. So, I mean, congratulations, you made a hood that doesn't make me angry. Good on you, Inart. Anyway, I've got two guys here who have been waiting long enough for this to show up. So why don't I pull those out and we can see them all together. So here's the Inart Paul Atreides with the Og Toys, Gurney and Duke Leto Atreides. And I'm definitely happy to finally have these three together. I would love to have a few more. You know, Duncan, Idaho would be a big one. I just feel like a couple more family Atreides, and you know, the Atreides armor, a couple still suits. I think that'd go pretty crazy. You know, there's a lot of the Fremen who you could make. I'm happy to have three. I didn't think I'd have three at this point. But I'm happy to definitely have this much. But there's definitely some room for growth here, I think. I don't know how popular the Dune 6-scale market is, but if they make it, I will definitely pick it up. I can tell you with utmost certainty, because these three look great together, despite the fact that Og Toys is a newer company. It's not quite as good, but I'll still take it, because it still does, at the end of the day, look pretty solid overall. It just, you know, Inart really blows it out of the water, so it's going to make these two look a lot less good, because Inart really puts their all into every figure they've been releasing recently, and Paul here is no different. But let's get these guys put away and move on to Articulation. So, with Paul here, we have our normal life-ending 360 degrees with it up that far, so not really down that far, and some back and forth. Just, you know, be careful of his very sensitive curly hair. Arm goes up that far, up about that far, and back about that far. You get 90 at the elbow. Wrist swivels, no problem. No crunch. About that much spread. Legs going up that far if you force it enough. This cock piece here is really going to hold it back. Back 0. 90 at the knee. And articulation at the ankle, no problem. So he's pretty stuck in this suit, which, I mean, he wasn't really moving around much. He was doing combat, but it wasn't like crazy over-the-top ninja stuff. So I think you could get him into pretty much any of the poses you could possibly need to get him into. Why don't we shuffle him off to the end of the video. So all in all, what an outstanding figure from Inart. I made sure that my room was nice and hot for this video so I could really feel the character. I'm an empath. I could feel his emotions. I could feel the hot. I'm sweating, I'm dying. I'm throwing sand on myself. I got to really feel the character so I understand their motivations. I understand what they're doing. And I understand that I really like this figure. I think this is an overall outstanding figure. I don't know how it compares to the Og Toys version. I know people said that one's pretty good as well. So I'm not going to knock that one. But I'm definitely going to sing the praises of this one because I absolutely love the way it looks. I just wish that I was better at intricate little small detailing stuff because I'm always bad at that per se. I feel like I've never been quite good at doing that part. But I'm trying, man. I'm trying my best. And I think that this will be, if I, finagle with it enough, this will be a really nice piece that I definitely want to make like a little Dune display for at some point when I get the chance. I'm just not quite sure what exactly I want to do other than, sand. So I'll have to figure that out at some point. But now I've got him, and I've got the two others, and, maybe Inart will do another Dune figure down the line. But for now, we have 3, which is 2 more than I thought there would be. I knew Paul would happen. Paul would definitely happen. Didn't know the other 2 would happen. Was really hoping a few more would happen, but we'll just have to wait and see if it happens. But if you picked up this guy, feel free to let me know how you feel about it. Did you pick this one up? Did you pick up either of the Og Toys versions? There's a few choices to choose from, so by all means, let me know which one you chose, if you chose any at all. I'm not judging, I'm not picky, I'm not nothing. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe because the channel's been doing really nice recently. Been really enjoying this. I'm losing my train of thought here because the heat is getting to my brain. I'm really enjoying doing this. This is really fun. This is really enjoyable. So if you're enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy making them, feel free to like the video and feel free to subscribe because legal stuff, legally you have to. It's like a binding agreement. When you watch these videos, you have to subscribe if watch. And with all of that out of the way, I've been me and you've been you, and thank you for watching another 6-scale figure review. Hopefully you join me next time when we review something maybe new. I will see you then.